we see now the effect of the collapse of, particularly of European Christianity, which I think began in and then followed on from the First World War, where the churches made the grave mistake of supporting a war which turned out quite patently not to be a Christian act or to be the great war for civilization that had been portrayed as being, and so associated themselves with wickedness on such a scale that they could never really recover their moral authority, and it began to drain away from them from that point. But of course people continue to act. You don't suddenly get an audible click and people suddenly stop behaving in a Christian fashion because the churches are collapsing. The cultural Christianity, the general understanding of Christian rules, the general knowledge of the scriptures, the Sermon on the Mount, persisted in the population and still persists with people of a certain age, but has pretty much vanished. I was reading the other day that thanks to various films and children's fiction, many English children now know the Greek myths far better than they know the Gospels. They simply are not taught the Gospels, for instance. They don't know the parables, which have been a huge influence, for instance, on my life. I know them. You can't expect this kind of cultural earthquake to happen and for it not to have an effect. The amazing thing is that it's taken so long. But the wave has finally struck the beach and people are seeing it. The two great consequences, the two great material consequences of Christianity for the societies in which it's been prevalent are trust, on which almost all serious activities must be based, and the rule of law over power. How can anyone accept that law should be more authoritative than temporal power unless they believe that it has some sort of divine origin? And once that goes, it goes. So these things are departing from among us while we continue to live in highly advanced, physically and technically advanced as well, civilizations, where those advances are ultimately based on trust and the rule of law. In the end, as they depart, those societies will cease to operate as they have done. And I think it is an ineluctable process, which we're lucky only to be seeing the beginning of.